Eric here, Courage of Conviction. Hey, today I want to talk a little bit about the importance of freedom in not only in our nation and the ability to have freedom of speech and things of that nature, but the freedoms. You can hear the thunderstorms behind me. The freedoms to be for the church to be able to thrive and to exist. Now we know that Father's plan will not be thwarted, right? And some can say not be frustrated. But I would venture to say that it can be frustrated in this sense. Hear me out. If our freedoms are taken, if the agenda which has been set out right now to take our freedoms away from us, if our freedoms are taken, then where are we to go for religion, right? So if our freedoms are taken from us, what's going to be taken in Marxism, if we do some history, if we go back in time, we go back in through Marxism and so forth, and we look at the communist agendas that have taken over, religion was taken from the people. So that's common. Now, the World Economic Forum has in their agenda to take religion from the people. Now, remember, religion and private property are what apparently cause wars. And this war right now with Israel, right, is in between Israel and Islam, for example, right? What's going on right now with, well, not necessarily Islam, but with the Hamas and so forth and what's going down. But behind that is all the same in essence, if you will, divided a little bit differently, but to the same degree, the same region, the same kind of culture, etc. It's Islam versus the Jewish people. Now, I'm not saying which side to be on. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm just saying about the war in itself, right? Just only demonstrates to us my point. So they're trying to say that religion causes war, and in some cases you can see that to be a fact. You can go back and even in the Old Testament and so forth, and you had war. So it's easy to pinpoint that Christianity and in Christian-based religions, and even those that are not, but you go back even to the Asian continents, and you can have some of those warring sanctions pretty much based on, as well because of religion. Even today, you've got stuff going on like that now in the Red Country. I'm being very cautious right now on what I say because we just got one of our other YouTube channels back up. They kind of snuck it back up because it took it away from us before, and because of just certain things I said and certain words, not intention to do anything wrong here, but anyway. So how important is freedom then to us when we talk about to our religion? Well, if the World Economic Forum and the rest of the world governance that wants to, the United Nations and so forth, get their way, which right now they're looking like they will, and this November is going to probably determine a lot of that. You know, what's going on at the borders is a major crisis, and that's going to continue. Now, in California, they're coming in boatloads now and just jumping on the beach where kids are swimming and everything. There's just no care for it. They just come up and boom, they just spread out everywhere. So it's a complete invasion right now we're having. And this is where our military really should be stepping in and stopping these people. We're being invaded and they're infiltrating and they're coming in and they're not having to use weapons because they're being catered to by a certain party. And those freedoms now, like of your home and so forth like that for the squatters, are being taken. That's what they want to have happen. Don't think it's an accident. Satan is behind this whole scheme. This is basically the same ideological war that we had in the pre-existence. And now we're playing it out now. It's just a matter of we've got to open our eyes to see it, right? So when we lose those freedoms that were being taken from us now, for example, the Federal Trade Commission just came down for businesses and outlawed, banned any type of a private agreement, a privacy agreement, like a non-compete agreement between an employer and employee. In other words, you create an idea, you want to expand it, but you got to let somebody in, but you don't want them to take your idea and go steal it, right? Because most of them will, I know from experience, and then you have an issue. So you make people say, I'll bring you in, train you in this, but your non-compete's usually for a period of time too anyway, like 2 years, 3 years. They can't go on forever, okay? And that's the thing that they're trying to deceive you of, because we did this when I was a corporate executive. Did the same thing. And the maximum we could do for non-compete, I think it was like 3 years that was be kind of strongly held up in court after I left the company. That's a putative time when you can gain another market share, etc. And that's what they feel. However, they've now ruled that those are all null and void, which means that anybody can steal ideas. Now you got these people coming in, they're going to go to work, they're going to steal ideas. Property theft is on the rise, and that is property. That's private property. And now people can take it and steal it if they want to. I'm hoping they won't, but I'm not seeing very much godlike virtue in society today, and that's why we are where we are. So I just want to say that maintaining that Constitution and the importance of freedom in our lives and in our society is crucial to our religious freedom. Now, how can that frustrate Father's plan? Well, the Lord will return. I don't doubt that. I think we're in that stage of preparation now. But how many souls will be able to be exalted or be able to be brought into the gospel because of that lack of being able to know about Christ? Now remember, one generation is all it takes for them to wipe off the map our history of our Savior, of our Father in heaven, etc., and teach our youth only about the theory of evolution. Now, with that in mind, we have to make a choice come November. We can see what's currently taking place, and we have somewhat of a hope in another, maybe not a perfect hope, but someone at least willing to defend our agencies. And that's where I think we need to be looking. Agency is important because fathers wants to have all of his children, as many of his children, come back to him. I'm here to speak now. DeFi. That is important as well when it comes to the new markets coming out. The free markets are being taken away. You have decentralized finance, which is blockchain, and then decentralized. It's all based on the crypto. That's something we should talk more about here so people understand when the central bank digital currency comes down the road, which is saying 12 to 24 months, it's going to go digital, then that's going to be an alternative you're going to want because your freedom is going to be taken from you there as far as how you use your money. It's going to be always going to be permission. You have to ask permission, right? So, Courageous Conviction, do me a favor, thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below, please. And we're trying to deal with those hard issues. Remember, we're a DNC 88, 77 through 81 podcast. That's how we magnify our callings. See you in our next video.